Hey guys, Lynn with Pampered Chef. You guys already know me, but just in case for anybody who is going to watch that doesn't know who I am, this is the continuation of the Thai coconut soup. I did a video earlier today of the prep work and put everything in a storage bowl here, so it's all ready to go. All my veggies are cut up. So now I'm going to show you guys how to put the rest of the recipe together and show you some additional tools. And this is part of our fast and fresh weeknight meals. So everything that I am using is fresh ingredients. So I want you to, kind of take a look at all the products. So I have some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I've trimmed off the fat. I'm going to take, I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is our salt and pepper mill. Love it, use it all the time. So I'm just going to salt and pepper. I've already done one side, and it's just like a normal salt and pepper mill. You just, you unscrew this to fill it, and then you turn the bottom here in order to have the salt or pepper come out. So I'm generously salting and peppering. Flavor is really important. I don't like bland food, though some people do, and that's fine. I mean, obviously we season to our liking, and that's the good thing. So we are using the quick cooker, and I want to turn this here so you guys can see, and I might have to move this over a little bit. Okay, so this is our quick cooker, and I'm going to turn this a little bit more so that you can see. Okay, so it's plugged in. I have taken the lid off. I'm going to set it to sear, and I'm going to push the start button, which is here. I'm just going to add a little oil. So this is our inner pot. It is labeled with measurements. So I'm just going to add a little bit of oil in there. Let that heat up probably about 3 minutes or so. And then I'm going to add in our mushrooms that we used with the quick slice earlier, and just saute those a little bit. Oh, if you guys could smell this, it smells really good. So we're gonna let that just get up to temperature. When it's searing, the thing I love about the quick cooker is it really does a whole lot of different things. See, so you guys can see me. So obviously it has a sear feature. And the sear feature acts just like it would on the stove. So if we were searing meat or sauteing vegetables, we would do that on the stove. You can do that right in the quick cooker. So again, we're trying to do fresh and fast weeknight meals, right? Things that we can cook for our family that are quick. And this is one of them. So the quick cooker, you can do everything in one pot, which is wonderful. So we can sear or saute, in this case, that's what we're going to be doing, the vegetables that we want to do here. Then we add all the other ingredients, put it all together, put the lid on, and bring it up to a pressurized temperature. And then it's going to cook as like an Instapot. It's a quick cooker. It's similar to an Instapot. And when it's done, we're going to release the pressure. And sometimes you can let it manually release, which is you just kind of let it release on its own for a certain amount of time. When it is done, it will start to count up. So it will count up how long it's been releasing pressure, which is really helpful. So if a recipe calls for letting it naturally release, not manually release, naturally release for 10 minutes, then you'll know it's been 10 minutes because it will count up and it will be able to tell you that it's been 10 minutes. So really, really helpful. So I'm just gonna, I can feel that there's heat going on in there. So I'm gonna take our mushrooms, and I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm gonna put our mushrooms. I kind of used one container here to house everything, so it's okay that it is kind of mixed together because all of this is going to go in, in anyway. And I'm going to use our tongs. These are one of my, I have two of these. There's also a small pair, which I love, so you can see the difference here. I use both of them all the time. But for this, because the pot is deep, I'm going to use this. To open them, you just turn it upside down and squeeze, and then they open. When you want to close them, you hold them up this way and close, and then they lock in place. So super easy. So I'm just going to give these a little bit of a swirl. Now, the top of this is not going to be hot. It will be hot once it's pressurized, but it's not hot when it's searing on the bottom. It's really just the bottom that, you know, gets warm. Add a little bit more of oil in there. And I'm also going to add about, I'm going to grab, so when I need to measure salt, I keep extra kosher salt in our 1 cup glass container here, and I am going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to use our measuring spoon. This is our teaspoon, and this is our tablespoon. These slide to change your measurement. So this goes from 1/4 teaspoon up to a teaspoon, and this goes from a teaspoon up to a tablespoon. So I'm just going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to add that right in there. So these are so versatile. You can put anything in them. We have some in the refrigerator. They do go in the refrigerator. We have some in the refrigerator that are, we have our homemade peanut butter in, and I use this one for salt. I have all kinds of things in them, and I just love them. So we're sauteing here. Now I'm just following, you can get, I'll post the recipe, but you can get these recipes online. So Pampered Chef has online recipes. You can, there's cookbooks as well, but this particular one I just printed off the website, and it's the quick cooker Thai coconut soup. Never had it. It smells delicious. And I think it's going to taste delicious, so I'm so excited about that. Easy, you know, easy ingredients, very fresh ingredients. We have the onion, the pepper, the jalapeno, and the ginger that we did earlier. And so we're just going to let that kind of cook a little bit, and then we're going to add in, and I'm going to get a scraper. So this is one of our mix-in scrapers. Love them. It looks kind of like a spoon. We have all kinds of scrapers. I have multiple of them because I literally use them all day long, multiple times a day, for all kinds of things. They are silicone, so they are great. They hold their shape. They don't really discolor. I've had them for years. I mean, if you put them in like a red sauce, they might discolor a little bit. They are heat safe, so you can, you know, stir them in your pot and in your soups and your sauces and things like that, which is wonderful. So we're just gonna let those kind of saute in there a little bit. Okay. And while we're waiting for that, We're just gonna let that for like 3 or 4 minutes kind of sear. Then we're gonna add all our ingredients. So in here, because I don't know if I will be able to show you guys after, but let me put this down a little bit. So this is one of our batter bowls. This is actually the old design. It's a little bit different design. Mainly the handle is different. I've had this bowl for over 20 years, and it is like brand new. It does come with the cover, which of course I have over here. So this is one of our skinny scrapers I used earlier. So it does have a lid that goes right on, so you can store things in the refrigerator if you need to, or you know, if you're marinating meat or things like that. It does have embossed measurements on the side, so this goes up to 8 cups or 2 quarts. In here is coconut milk, and this is one of our whisks, which I love. Again, I have multiple of them, and I'm just whisking the coconut milk just until it's smooth, which is pretty much there. And so this we're going to add in at the end. We're not going to add this in when we're pressurizing. So one of the things with the pressure is that, I'm going to turn you guys back this way again. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. One of the things with pressurizing is that you need to have liquid in the bottom of the pot. It will not come to pressure if you don't have any liquid. So it's super important to have liquid in there. Okay, so let's see. Now we are going to add our chicken. And I'm just gonna grab another set of tongs just because I don't want to cross-contaminate with chicken. So again, these are the same tongs as the other. I'm just gonna add this chicken right on top of our vegetables. And I am going to, let's see here. I'm gonna cancel the sear because we're no longer gonna need that. I'm going to put all of this right in. Now the great thing about the Instapot too is that you can do multiple layers. So this is obviously a 1-pot meal, meaning that everything kind of goes together. But there's also other pieces that you can get with the quick cooker that, like this for instance, that we could put like mashed potatoes in and put this right on top if we were doing meat on the bottom, and then you could do your vegetable in here. But in this case, because it's a soup, everything is going to go together. So we have all of that in there. I am going to add 1.5 cups of chicken broth. This is our Measure All cup. I showed you guys this. I think I showed you this earlier. It might have been on a different video, but love this. It has the dry measurements on one side, so you tip it upside down, which obviously I won't do right now, and it has the liquid measurements on this side. So it has a pour spout. I'm just going to add the liquid in there. So if we were going to do a dry measuring, we would just, you know, go to whatever the measurement is, and then you know, measure that way. So there's lots of versatility with the Measure All cup. It also has a smaller version, which is a 1 cup capacity. This is a 2 cup. And then it has a mini version now, which is a 1/2 cup, which is super cute. So, so we added the broth. I'm gonna add in the soy sauce. So 2 tablespoons. So we're gonna use, again, our measuring spoon, adjustable measuring spoon. And I'm just going to measure out 2 tablespoons of this. Sorry, my husband is a firefighter, so you're going to hear our alarm, not the alarm, but the tone go off because it's 6:15. It goes off every day at noon and every day at 6:15. So we're pretty used to it, but, and then of course when there's calls. So added in the soy sauce, and let's see, I think that is all we are going to add. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna give this a little bit of just a little stir here, make sure everything is kind of nicely melded together. And the lid. Now the lid is important. Inside, there's a silicone ring. This ring comes out. You can wash the lid separately, which you do want to do occasionally. It will sometimes harbor like a smell. So you want to make sure you're cleaning it properly. The other thing is you want to make sure that this is in all the way. If it's not, the lid will not close properly. So it kind of goes under this metal ring. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's like a metal ring, and the silicone goes on both sides. So you want to make sure that that's pushed down. The other thing is there's a steam release here. This is the button to release it. And it looks like a little cloud. You want to make sure that the clouds are facing the same direction. If they're not facing the same direction, it's not sealed and it's not going to come to pressure. So we put this on at an angle. It likes to beep at you, which is wonderful. It closes. I always push down, lift this up, and then I push it again just to make sure that it's nice and flush, and I make sure that it's set to the way it's supposed to be. So our knob, we are going to turn this to, again, there's lots of different presets, and we're going to turn this to soup and stock, but we're going to adjust the time. So we want to push time, and we're going to decrease down to 7 minutes. Let me just make sure. Yep, 7 minutes. So that's all it's going to take. So 7 minutes, and we're going to hit start. Now, what's going to happen, you'll see that this is going to go round and round and round. What that means is it's building pressure. And it's not going to start counting down until it comes to pressure. I didn't show you, but there's a little button here that is a red button. You probably saw it when I was holding the lid up. That's going to pop up when it comes to pressure. So not only will this tell us, but the button here will tell us. Then when that 7 minutes is up, it's going to beep. It'll beep once, and then it will start counting up, letting us know that it's naturally releasing. With this particular recipe, we don't want to let it naturally release. We want to manually release. So when the 7 minutes is done, we're going to push the button and let all of that steam come out. You don't want to put your hand anywhere near the steam. It's super hot. But we're going to let all of the steam come out. We're going to carefully take the lid off. Again, you don't want to put your face over it and let that steam come up. Even though it could be a good facial, I guess it would be really, really hot. And then we're going to add in our coconut, but we're not, the coconut milk. We're not just going to add it because this is warm, it's going to be hot, and the coconut milk is going to be room temperature. So what we want to do is actually ladle out a little bit of the juice that is in the Instapot and put it into the coconut milk. Stir that up. It kind of warms it up a little bit, and then we're going to add it back to the pot. Then we're going to add a little bit of lime, and I think, let me just make sure. Yep, so we stir the coconut milk in, we juice the lime with our citrus press, which I love this. I didn't demonstrate it, but I did make lemonade the other day. And so this is our citrus press. And this is, again, another thing that I use a lot. You use it with any citrus fruit. So oranges, limes, lemons. Made lemonade the other day. So you put, just cut it in half, put it inside. You're going to close this onto the rind. So not the other way around, so onto the rind. So it sort of like turns it inside out. And then you just hold it over and squeeze you know, squeeze all the juice out. So we'll do that with our lemon at the end. And you can then garnish with some cilantro if you want, and some added jalapenos on the top, you know, depending on spice, you know, how much you want to have on there. So you can really, you know, just kind of spruce it up as much as you want to. And that'll be it. So prep time, not much. I mean, obviously I'm talking, so it's taking me longer because I'm showing you guys tools and I'm explaining, you know, how they work and that sort of thing. But you know, it is very quick and easy. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is this is our 5-inch utility knife. I showed you the 8-inch, which again, I love. Have a couple of these. This is our 5-inch, and I love this too. We use this quite often, just for smaller things, even big things too, actually. But like cutting, you know, vegetables, or if I don't use the crinkle cutter for the cheese, I'll use, you know, this knife for the cheese or whatnot. So I think that is our meal. And I will let you guys know in the comments how delicious it is once it's done. Comment below if you have any questions. The shopping link again is under the announcements tab. So please take a look at the catalog. And oh, I did want to show you, this is our large cutting board. And I do want to show this because, let's see here. I'm not going to tip it upside down, but I do want to tip it up. It has this well all the way around. So when you do things that have a juice or something of such, obviously I did the chicken on here, so I wouldn't put anything on it without washing it first. It does go in the dishwasher, so that's not a problem, but you can easily wash it in the sink. But it will catch, you know, any drippings or any, you know, liquid that kind of, you know, runs off, and it's not going to run off onto your counter. Again, it has these silicone edges so that it stays put on your, I'm pushing, it's not going anywhere, on your counter, which is really helpful because when you're using, you know, sharp knives, you don't want your cutting board sliding across the counter and, you know, potentially injuring yourself and cutting yourself. So I did want to show you that. And I think we are good. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys had a great day kind of watching all of the different pieces to the recipe. And you can see that you can do things ahead of time and make your life much easier. It really is super quick. I mean, it took me probably 5 minutes to prep all of the vegetables earlier today, obviously longer because I was chatty. And doing this, you know, it really no time at all to get all the ingredients and prep everything and put everything into the pot. The pot's going to do the rest. So I'm going to go and sit and, you know, probably watch the news or, you know, read a book or hang out outside because it's gorgeous. You know, whatever it is that you want to do, and it's the cooker's going to do all the work for you. It's going to let me know when it's done. I'm going to come back, do a couple other things, and then I'm going to serve it, and that's it. So super, super easy. So again, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. It's been fun, and take care.